My most dear and esteemed viewer, I'd like to discuss with you in this moment the danger of dates, of having expectations, of being led or informed as to what's going to happen at a certain time, space-time, anything that basically takes you away from the moment, the perfect moment of being in the now, of being focused within your source consciousness, of being empowered within your own divine matrix. Dates, if you see a date, I made a video, September 24th, timeline split, or, the new earth is going to happen here or there. Well, all that stuff's just kind of a gimmick. I found that if I put a date on my video title, that, I'll get more people watching it, but that's all ego-based crap. I don't make money off trying to make videos. That's not my aspiration to do so. I just try to present sincerity, and sometimes information I provide might be actionable intelligence for somebody. It might resonate with somebody. And that's all I really want to do. I believe that I was saved, my soul was saved from the lowest depths of the pit, from how I was living my life, and I was ascended Jacob's ladder. My Kundalini energy unwound. It rose through the ladders of light. And anyway, all that whole process, at the culmination of it, as basically where I was at in life and where I ended up, and where roughly a year ago I was at in life, where I began my starseed journey, if you will. I'm infinitely thankful for the quality of my life, and I'm infinitely thankful for the moment, for this perfect moment in the now, of having my faculties, of having my sovereignty, because I believe I was in danger at one point of being within the artificial, being trapped, being imprisoned within the digital matrix for eternity, if that's possible. I'm not sure how it all works, but let's just say that, where I'm at in life now, in this perfect moment in the now, I'm eternally grateful for. And so the danger of dates, seeing dates, this is going to happen at this time or that time, it's just, a way, kind of a gimmick. It creates expectations, and it can, some people, a certain anxiety, or if something doesn't happen a certain way. But the point is, really, the point is to be in the moment, to be empowered within the moment. I believe that our worst nightmare, our worst experience on earth, of worrying about things that we have no control over, it's not so much things like, Planet X, Wormwood, Nibiru, flying by and making this great pole shift and tilting the earth and throwing everything out of whack, mountains become seas, this apocalyptic, biblical end time scenario. But I mean, it is the reality that, that's not really the worst nightmare, worrying about things like that. That's actually kind of, at one level, kind of fun, scientific, science fiction movie kind of stuff. But it's just popcorn stuff. But that's not so much the worst nightmare, worrying about stuff like that. It's the reality that we don't know what to look forward to. We don't know, perhaps, exactly what tomorrow brings. But you know what? We're not supposed to know. We're not the creator. That's way, from speaking for myself personally, that's way above my pay grade. So, every image, like if you kind of get trapped, caught up in all this, clicking on cool sounding video titles, every cool sounding video title on YouTube, every image, every, picture of Ishmael Perez and somebody, being interviewed for the 500th time, rehashing the same information. It's just a gimmick to pull people in. So, but, every image that we see or hear or read about could deceive us or mislead us. And everyone, myself included, is prone to error. I made that video, September 24th timeline split. Well, did a timeline split? I don't know. I can't tell you. I just know that this moment in the now, this perfect moment in the now, I am sovereign. But so that's what I'm trying to get this message across. I mean, basically, all this information kind of, whether or not we're going to be in the golden age, we're going to have superhuman abilities, all that kind of stuff. I don't worry about it. I don't think, in my messages, I don't think it really should be a person's focus, because it creates expectations that can only ultimately, lead more often than not to disappointment. But I do know this, that where I'm at with my transformation, I can tell you that on your ascension journey, that you can look forward to being filled with the utter fullness of source, of complete, focus of peace, of contentment, the fullness of God, the fullness of being source empowered. I can't tell you how just simple and exciting having that awareness is. I mean, basically, just when we allow others to think or create our tomorrows, our final destinations for us, or to, paint pictures, of this golden age, and we're going to have these Marvel superhero powers and paint these pictures, at that point we've allowed something to grab our attention and our soul that's not of our own divine sovereignty, our own sovereign human matrix. Our attention and spiritual intentions at that point have then been hijacked and rerouted into some off-the-peg choral or virtual reality type matrix. In my opinion, we should be wary of these heaven-type scenery triggered and implanted in your mind by the written word and other media, to see with your own eyes, see with our real eyes. And I'm not, saying that I'm expert in all these matters. I'm just telling you what allows me to be focused in my own source awareness and connected in the perfect moment, maintaining my own sovereignty. So, and what I say and things that I discuss that I feel work for me may not work for you, because if you know about the science of neural linguistic programming, there's different types of learning. It's found that people orientated their consciousness and recognized the world differently by specializing in one or two of their 5 or 6 senses. It was found that they had tactile language, visual language, audio or olfactory, your sense of smell. But the point is not to focus on an image of any landscape or geographical looking mindscape supplied most of the time by, in a worst case scenario, some kind of dark reptiloid, alpha draconian, reptilian or gray, alien farmer wanting to harvest your loosh because they put a date on a video and it didn't happen and you're disappointed, and they come back and, that's what they thrive on, live with that confusion, that, sense of anxiety. But focus, instead of worrying about, when something's going to happen, when the final date, stock market crash, blah, blah, blah. Focus instead on the goodness of the final destinations and the things that can happen there. And if you focus on, in your mind, without any, interference from outside sources, you will create your own personal way of seeing, of touching, of hearing things in the golden age. I mean, think about the loving social and healing network of Christ consciousness, okay, the empowering return of ancient and sacred memories and the gifts of new knowledge and skills and opportunities, youth and beauty, a secure kingdom full of beautiful technological and natural facilities with ethical libraries and advanced social fabric and media, beautiful works to do in loving recreation, squirrels, birds of all kinds. Perhaps for some who are ready, there might be life within a loving family. The renewal and creation of friendships and exciting travel and exploration, rescue work and missions of mercy. Creating nonprofits to spread information and knowledge across the galaxies, the multiverse. So, things that I have control over, that I can visualize. It's just relying on other people, and for that matter, engaging in little, debates with people and their particular slant or their view. That's all fine and good for semantics and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's just ego masturbation. So, maintain your own sovereignty, your own empowered human matrix connected to source, and stay focused within the beautiful moment of the here and now, and thus retain your sovereignty and your own empowerment through source-connected, intelligent infinity-inspired awareness, and hitting that subscribe button. Namaste. Namaskar. Also, yeah, give this video a thumbs up. I think this was a particularly good video, if I don't say so. If I don't mind saying so. Have a good one, folks.